He's
के साथ पिक्चर
he's the guy.
हाँ ये फैट फक
यार इसको तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए है ना. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
let's go are we on
We're on.
all right so guys first of all welcome to another episode of Magicman pod. This is the special 13th episode. 13th is also my birth date. It's considered an unauspicious number and probably it's gonna be very very unauspicious for someone who we are going to talk about. Okay, we are not going to name any names. We are not those kind of people, but we are definitely going to name some voices, if you know what I mean. So first of all, what has been up with you last week, kaisa raha?
In my house, in my building, there is
Yes.
no 13th floor.
I think this is a phenomenon globally where the hotels and everything, every places, like all the buildings,
Yeah.
they don't keep the 13th floor. Like there's a missing 13th floor just because 13th is kind of a cursed number.
I see.
So now you know how cursed this podcast is going to be. Just for some people.
I
Some
see.
people.
Has this got anything to do with what happened last night?
It has everything to do with what happened last night. Did you see the stories? Did you see what was happening?
A bit. I realized कि कुछ तो drama चल रहा है, and
Yeah. Basically, there's this guy who is a self-proclaimed voice of Indian MMA.
अच्छा.
I don't know if you've seen his account or something.
Can we say the name? No names.
No, let's not take names, but I'll
Okay.
just call him by his favorite nickname,
Yeah.
which he has given to himself,
I see.
Voice of Indian MMA, and he basically started this abusive campaign against me on Instagram, where he, along with few of his interns, they started talking smack, making some random 2000 early 2000s memes. They are just rehashing it, thinking that they are super funny.
अच्छा.
But all they are being is typically cringe, like how they naturally are.
अच्छा.
And even if you follow or if you see the pages that these guys operate, super cringe content for Indian MMA, and overall like just third tier material coming out from them.
अच्छा.
And this guy basically, I'll just set a little bit of context for people. A lot of people were asking me also yesterday once I posted this, ki what's the actual context behind this, what happened.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I don't know if he knows about it, he is not very popular.
Yeah.
Once I posted about him, a lot of people started texting me saying, yeah, he deserved that.
अच्छा. So he's done this before.
It has been a long time coming for him,
I see.
right? So this guy, again, everything we are talking in an alleged manner.
This guy.
thing is on the left.
अच्छा, this guy.
So yeah, and crazy part is this guy considers himself like one of the towering figure of MMA or an insider in MMA. With literally zero credentials in MMA. Like, I remember, this is how I met him the first time. So I was teaching classes at the then what used to be Combat Lab, and he visited us to train jiujitsu. And it is like very well known how mats are like the true revealing, like they reveal your character really well.
That's
right?
true.
Like if you see someone on the mats, how they react to challenges, how they react to adversity. And that's the point where I realized that this guy is not built for this. Because he would quit every single time on the mats against people half his size.
अच्छा.
Whereas he's someone like who is really big. And
He is big.
yeah, and he would quit. He would not come to classes very often. He would skip classes. He would make n number of excuses about how he cannot train perfectly. So all those things just told me a lot about his personal character. And yesterday, it just revealed itself in its true sense, where this guy was kind of spamming my inbox, both on the Magicman pod and on my personal Instagram, for like 6 hours straight. So it started around 8 or probably even 6. And it went on till 12:30. Obviously, I put it in general, did not check any of the text because you don't want to feed the troll, right?
Of course.
And this guy is a classic example of an online troll. He has done this in the past as well. For people who follow him or see him, kya hai? Acha, the timer. The timer that you put.
One second.
इसको बंद ही कर दो. Just stop it.
ठीक है, ये stop है. Timer भी on हो गया था.
ठीक है.
Sorry.
So where were we?
This guy,
Even the timer said, "Fuck this guy." I don't want to listen to anything more. So yeah, that was my first introduction to him, and how this all started is, to understand this, you'll have to basically go a little bit back.
Take me back.
So this is MFN.
Okay.
Everything starts from the MFN.
I'm on.
He's basically a broadcaster with MFN. He does commentary and does a very shit job at it.
अच्छा.
You would have seen those commentary where like people are mispronouncing the name of the move, saying completely random shit, non-technical shit about fighters, about what is happening. It's this guy who does that.
अच्छा, okay.
And not only me, like he has not earned any fans with that kind of commentary style, and that being his main job, by the way. It's like one of the main gigs that he does from otherwise whatever unemployment that he has, that he can text people for 6 hours straight. That just shows that he's completely jobless. And that is what he was doing. So basically there was this incident which occurred at MFN 9. 1 second. Lot of interruptions.
The Which podcast?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of a big incident that happened during MFN 9 was this guy called Aziz Badakshi. Aziz Abdul Badakshi, I guess, if I'm pronouncing his name right. He is an Afghani fighter who was involved in not even a brawl, I would say. He sucker punched this Indian fighter called Shrikant.
अच्छा.
Who's a great guy, by the way.
ठीक है.
Knocked him out just because he was responding to the fans in the arena, whatever. Basically, he assaulted him.
Okay.
And then it led to a complete mayhem where it was almost a riot-like situation. The Afghani crowd jumped on
Acha.
Shrikant and his team.
I've heard this
You
story.
remember this story,
Yeah.
right? And at that point of time, this guy is connected to it. This guy ran a smear campaign against Badakshi and all the Afghani fighters, saying they should be banned. We should not allow any Afghanis in the MFN, which was completely idiotic to begin with.
Yeah.
If you were to punish the person who committed the crime, right?
Yeah.
And then he was leading this campaign against Badakshi where he was saying he's not even an Indian passport holder, but he has an Aadhaar card, he's living here illegally and all that shit.
That's way too personal.
It's not even personal, but yeah, he revealed all these things, right?
Yeah.
Which is good. It's okay. You are a journalist, you call yourself a journalist, good job. But the problem is he also works for the organization. And now, when this guy was kind of slipped in slowly into the co-main event, these guys went complete silent.
अच्छा.
There was no questions that was asked, nothing happening, no response. And when people asked him this in the recent post that MFN made, he started attacking and abusing people. You can just check it out under his comments.
अच्छा.
And even I asked him a simple question that what happened? Why this hypocrisy, right? Where you show one side, and he has this like natural tendency of backtracking. Even initially, he has done this with few people where he would, this Sumit Kumar guy, the guy who represented India in the road to MFN, at one point he was exposing him for having a padded record, a fraudulent record. But as soon as that guy wanted his services and his help in getting placed in the road to MFN card, so he used all his expertise in the field of bootlicking
अच्छा.
to get this guy his spot. And after that, he became like one of the biggest admirer of him. He was kind of supporting this guy. So he has this natural habit of spitting and then licking it up, as you would see in people with these character. So yeah, that's what led to all the tirade yesterday that he was having against me. And probably I think he has some kind of personality disorder, because a regular guy, a normal guy with a family, with a wife and a kid is not going to text you non-stop for 6 hours like you are the ex. Like you are a jealous, desperate ex. And that's what this guy was doing. So yeah, again, we can talk a lot about him, but you don't know much about him. I know that people here know a lot about him. They have a lot of history with him. He is also, at one point of time, I remember he was complaining that some guy slapped him.
अच्छा.
Some MMA fighter from some gym slapped him because of his same shitty attitude. So he has this common pattern of creating shit while not able to back it up.
I see.
And
I see, yeah.
and interestingly, he was calling me a cloud chaser. Whereas if you go to his Instagram profile, you will see he's the guy who is posting these pictures with MMA fighters, posting all bhai pictures that a natural cloud chaser would do.
That's the thing, right? They project onto you who they are.
Exactly. And then the troublesome part, I was okay with him like trying to shit on me, but then he started shitting on Rebel. He was like, "You guys are a fake gym. You don't have any MMA fighters who are great." Obviously, bitch, we started our MMA program like 6 months or 1 year ago.
And we still do have players.
And we have MMA fighters who are fighting all over India. Which brings me to another topic, by the way. That is his self-proclaimed voice of Indian MMA tag that he has given to himself. A voice of Indian MMA, a true voice of Indian MMA, if you're trying to call yourself that, does not selectively associates with MMA fighters. They kind of, take everyone's name. Like whatever is happening in the South Indian MMA, whatever is happening in the Northeast Indian MMA. And this guy just has this kind of collusion with a few MMA fighters or or a company, and he just talks about that on repeat. And he calls himself the voice of Indian MMA, as if he represents everyone, having zero credentials whatsoever.
I mean, the biggest credential is his belly.
His
His belly. Because I'm sorry.
I don't want to fat shame or anything, people.
But I'm saying this because I was fat, right? And I know the mentality we have.
106.
Yeah, you're fine because you're starting a journey, right?
You are 106 right now?
No.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was.
Bro, I was 96 kgs at some point. Which I'm getting closer to now again because I'm gaining mass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can totally understand what you're saying.
I mean, of course, Joe Rogan is a good commentator because he pays the price, he understands, right?
He trained in MMA, he's a fucking black belt.
Yeah.
And that's why these guys never improve because they take zero effort in improving their craft.
If you want to call yourself voice of anything, make sure you're an expert in that field, right?
Even John fucking Anik, who is like the media guy of UFC, trains just to be more accurate. And he's so accurate. Remember that time when he called Leon Edwards' head kick just like a second ago? That legendary iconic line where he was like, "Oh, Leon is not cut from the same cloth," and boom, that head kick comes along. Sleeps Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, I was thinking, this is a random thought I had last week, that there's a fine line between confidence and delusion. A very fine line.
This guy is definitely delusional. Delusional in every aspect of his life, probably. Delusional in how he can take people down online. So his whole point during all this skirmish that he had online was, "Oh, I will fuck you up mentally. I will take your peace." As if I'm getting fucking offended by this chutia. Sorry for my language, but some people do deserve it.
Is he like, is he kind of threatened by the existence of our podcast?
He's not obviously threatened, but he is very petty. Let's just say that. He's not threatened because he has some cringe MMA pages which have gained some following, and in India, gaining following is this dirt cheap. Every other random Majnu account, if you see, they have like 100k or 200k followers.
Yeah.
So if you get like 20k on a random MMA page, meme page account, it's not a big deal. But everyone knows what kind of content that you are producing, and I'm sure apart from licking other MMA fighters, that page doesn't do anything constructive for Indian MMA.
Yeah. This was a group picture, by the way. He cropped the other guy out and then posted it with the fighter.
Put that up while we talk. So that's the level of cloud chasing that he does. Anyway, so he was bashing on Rebel MMA, saying that Rajiv is corrupt, he has some problems, and why am I associating with him? Achha. Whereas the people that he has been associated with in his past, if we start to dig that up, it will look very bad for this guy. Because he was associated with this organization called IMA, who right now is feuding with MFN regarding some corruption charges that MFN has put against them. And this guy was hand in glove with those guys, sleeping in the same bed with those guys. Yes, and now as soon as they were alleged of those charges, this guy immediately jumps boat. So he's a major opportunist, a chameleon if you may, who can just change color immediately. Just because he does not have any what you can say is confidence in himself and his abilities. He knows that he needs other people to survive. And if other people abandon him, he cannot survive.
So he's that kind of personality. He finds people who are doing it well and using their fame and clout too.
So Andrew Schulz went on this podcast, the Nell Boys podcast.
The disaster one.
Yeah, and this is what he had to say about this guy called Steiny. He's the most successful and most untalented guy that he has ever met. Just because he just had to meet these guys and became a part of it.
Yeah.
But he has zero natural talent in any of those. So he's the same. He's the Steiny of Indian MMA. If people follow the Nell podcast. Is that, and Steiny is also cringe.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I tried to watch a podcast where the girl is attractive and I couldn't because Tiny was in that podcast. Like he overpowered her beauty and I was like,
That
"What
guy
is
is
it?"
weird. That guy is weird. Talking about weird with girls, this guy yesterday, like he was just tripping over everything that he was saying. He was so mad apparently.
Yeah.
He started texting me shit like, "Oh, I'm screwing, you talk like a girl." I said, "Do you have any problem with people who talk like a girl or people who have a gay voice?" He's like, "No, but I like screwing girls." This is a married man, by the way.
With kids.
Yes, with kids. And he's saying, "I like screwing girls and I'm screwing you also the same way."
Also, the gay campaign he will start is literally towards you.
Maybe. If you're
इसके ना
attracted,
hatred के बीच में प्रेम है.
if you're attracted towards me, bro, just from my side, no.
वो नहीं होता जो classroom में she
I
can't get the
respect-
guy, then she's irritated with the guy.
Yeah. I hope there is no love in this love-hate relationship. Just pure hate. And yeah, whatever. Let's just quit talking about him because we
ठीक है.
don't want this podcast to be all about this dude.
Yeah.
This worthless of a dude, worthless piece of shit. Let's move
My
on.
voice of Indian MMA, bro.
Yeah, self-proclaimed voice. Let's just add that whenever we speak about him, self-proclaimed voice, because he was really annoyed when I told him that. Like, why do you call me self-proclaimed? Am I not the real voice? No, dude, you're not.
I mean, you did name yourself.
So this is my prediction, okay? Whenever MFN turns more professional,
Yeah.
which they are probably moving towards slowly by removing the IMA and the bunch of officials. Actually, they rehired all of them back, so it doesn't make sense if they are moving towards professionalism or not, honestly speaking. But whenever an MMA organization comes which is more professional, they would see this guy for what he is. And definitely he's not going to be broadcasting. That's my prediction for you guys. If you
I mean,
know.
with shit like this, come.
Because he has zero skills to broadcast. And probably podcast too. They were saying, we are a bunch of useless fucks who sit on our couch. Dude, what are the podcasts have you seen where people are not sitting on the couch and doing the podcast? At least come back with more intelligent responses. Your memes are from 2002.
He is also from 2002.
And he himself has that boomer humor. So can't expect much from these guys.
Oh yeah,
anyways.
these are dad jokes. They do have undertone of dad jokes.
That jokes sometimes are really funny. Unfortunately for this guy, he does not even have that part going on for him.
Got it.
Anyways,
So speaking of another person who does annoy people but doesn't annoy everyone. Trump.
who's this? Oh, another magnificent personality. Talking about personality disorders, I feel this guy also has that problem. So he just got arrested, right?
Yep.
Can you just search it up?
He's been getting arrested for a while now, isn't he?
He was,
On and
and
off?
obviously he was the ex-president, so it was difficult to indict him. But I think they did recently.
So proper, like this is a mugshot.
But just for like 2 minutes probably. He went to the jail, posted bail, and immediately got out. But this picture, this picture is what made it worth for everyone.
He knew what
Can you put it there so that you can see?
He knew what he was doing. This guy knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh my god. Just put him side by side with Voice of Indian MMA. You'll find the similarities.
Yeah, I'll do that in the
So this is his face when Voice of Indian MMA was texting me last night.
What are the chances he practiced this before making it to the jail? Look at the eyebrow. That's he's doing that, right? I see you.
I think he was just annoyed. But basically what they've done is they have shown that there is a precedent, like a precedent for a president to go to jail.
Oh.
Right? Good play of words. They have set that precedent now so that people like him who come to power abuse it cannot just walk away scot-free.
I see.
And if you know the entire Capitol riot incident that happened.
Oh yeah, on my
it was
birthday,
insane,
6th Jan.
Oh wow, what a nice birthday gift to receive in India. लेकिन एक चीज है, जब भी ये बाहर के कंट्रीज में होता है तो अपने कंट्री से देख के थोड़ा सा फीलिंग आता है ना मजे वाला कि अरे ये हो गया damn.
Like when it happened with America, in fact America has been doing dumb shit for the past 3 years. बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है ना, तो क्लास में जो टॉपर होती थी उसको डांट पड़ता था, मत साले, ऐसा लगा.
Yeah, I remember that woman who got shot while trying to pass that barricade in this protest.
ठीक है, that's sad. That's sad. If it's death, that's sad. Anything else is okay.
Yeah.
Let me just not die.
But that was not also sad because now you're going and committing the highest level of
that's true.
treasonous crime.
Yeah, you feel sad but you don't feel sorry for her.
You were star 5. You crossed star 5 in GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She just crossed 5-star because they stormed in the Capitol and now they were they were threatening to go into the space where all these guys were held up. So obviously they will shoot you for setting an example.
Imagine being the cop who's forced to take that shot.
Yeah.
Like you're a woman but I can't do anything.
And sometimes people will put women forward in these situations just so that they can like demoralize the cops from shooting them.
Jesus.
And again, America is a state which does not think twice about shooting people,
Yeah, I think,
right?
Yeah.
So
grindy.
for that to happen, and it was all due to this guy and his speech where he encouraged everyone to march towards the Capitol, whereas himself he just fled the scene.
Yeah. Is he coming back next year, trying to apply?
Bro, I don't know because America is a wild country, right? So
Yeah.
I think Biden has kept things very down low and everything. This is how a government should function. Like there shouldn't be a lot of alarms going off whenever a government is functioning.
Yeah.
Like life should be more chill.
Yeah.
And that's what Biden has done in his presidency. They're not like every other day random thing trending on Twitter relating to Trump is going to nuke North Korea, Trump is going to nuke Iran, Trump is going to ban immigrants.
Yeah.
So all these things just create unnecessary fear in the population,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They were talking in Brilliant Idiots on how the past couple of years have been mellow for America and they've kind of liked it.
Yes, and that's good. Like I want that mellow thing to come to India as well. Every other day we are hearing just random shit about this can happen, that can happen. अब नया आ रहा है कि election होने वाला है, one nation, one election.
What is that?
They're trying to unify every single thing just because it suits good. It looks good in the agenda.
Interesting.
One election is basically right now our state assembly election happens at different time and different points, and our national election happens differently. Now they want to club all state and national election into one election.
तो एक election जो जीता.
Theoretically, it sounds good because they say that different election takes a lot of money and everything to organize, and it's always a chaotic situation. But if someone were to concentrate power in their hands, wouldn't it be easy if there was just one election to manipulate or one election to manage?
I mean,
Right.
yeah, you were just saying power, let's accumulate it and then एक राजा डाल देते हैं.
Exactly.
That sounds
That
a
is
little more scary.
the hierarchy that is the characteristic of a dictatorial hierarchy, where everything becomes one. Opposition not present. One party, one election, one everything. One rule, uniform civil code, so many things.
You know, चाहे रोमन को ले लो, ब्रिटिश को ले लो, उससे पहले भी ले लो. Technically there are 2 or 3 versions of rule. So एक dictatorship doesn't work. This oneness also doesn't work because everybody inherently are not one. And then एक होता है सबको equal कर दो. Doesn't work. Same reason, everyone are not inherently one.
The communism or the
Yeah.
socialism part, right?
Yeah.
I think it can all work. So I don't know if I told you about this. I was reading about this guy from South American country. I forgot his name. Did I tell you? Alright, fuck it. I can't remember the name. I'll bring that up later. Take it.
Yeah.
So yes, talking about how do you want to segue into this?
अच्छा टॉपिक हम काट देंगे पूरा.
हाँ, नहीं वो कर लिया हमने. Now we are moving on. Moving on. चलो, stay connected.
ठीक है. So did you watch the trailer of this movie, शाहरुख खान का एक नया कुछ movie
Jawan.
है। हाँ,
Yes, I did. Did you see it?
बहुत उसमें भी hype चल रहा है।
So basically, there is this one dialogue which is pretty famous or infamous, how you want to take it depending on your political affiliation. What he said was, बाप से बात कर, नहीं, बेटे से बात कर, बेटे को हाथ लगाने से पहले बाप से बात कर.
अच्छा।
And this was in the context to that Aryan Khan incident.
Oh, उसका oh हाँ।
They arrested
The whole
him.
वाला scene।
Yeah, you know the guy who arrested him, Sameer Wankhede, the the officer who did that, who implicated him. He's now under scrutiny, or actually he's jailed. There are charges put on him by the government.
As in, is this
Because
a retaliation?
no, probably a retaliation or whatever. They used him as a stooge, whatever happened. Because वो होता है ना, to untie it, to cut loose ends.
Yeah,
They want
yeah.
to just implicate you now. So first they probably asked him to frame this guy. So they got him on the charges of
Yeah.
asking for bribe to
अच्छा।
free Shah Rukh Khan's son.
अच्छा।
So he was like कि इतना बड़ा केस बना दिया है, now पैसे दो मेरे को, some 200 crores, or I don't know the amount,
अच्छा।
and only then I'll let your son go. So now he's under investigation.
Of course.
If you search Sameer Wankhede, you'll get it. But yeah, so that's the point that he's making with that trailer. Although the trailer looks really good, but I generally don't trust a movie by the trailer. Because I've had so many bad experiences. The movie looks great in the trailer. And then if you go to watch it, या तो पूरा का पूरा movie दिखाते हैं trailer में ही, and there's nothing to look forward for.
Exactly.
या तो it's जितना एक्शन दिखाते हैं उतना ही स्लो होता है मूवी.
मैंने बचपन में डिसाइड किया था कि आई एम नॉट गोना वॉच ट्रेलर्स एनीमोर एंड हाउ आई रियलाइज कि आई एम द ओनली वन इन दिस एंटायर हॉल दैट डिड नॉट वॉच द ट्रेलर. कुछ बढ़िया एक्शन सीन आई एम लाइक ओह एंड आई एम द ओनली वन. एवरीबॉडी न्यू दैट बस ट्रेलर में देख लिया उन्होंने.
Yeah, that's
You know?
right. और बहुत लोग ना प्रेडिक्ट भी कर लगते हैं. Those are the most annoying people in the cinema hall. जो अभी देख, अभी ना ये आएगा, अभी ना ये अभी टॉम क्रूज अभी गाड़ी उड़ाएगा क्लिप से. No, fucking let me watch.
हम हैरी पॉटर देख रहे थे द लास्ट वन एंड माय फ्रेंड गोस निकल आंख बंद कर ले, किस होने वाली है.
Bro, Harry Potter fans तो next level cringe होते हैं. वो क्या करते हैं? They'll be like, every single time you watch a movie with a Harry Potter fan, they'll be like, लेकिन बुक में तो ऐसा नहीं था, बुक वाला पार्ट काट दिया. Bro, you can't put the entire book onto the TV, onto the cinema screen. Just accept that fact, grow up.
I see.
But having said that, I love books as well, more than the TV.
What are the books you have read of like a famous movie? Different
Harry Potter का सारा पढ़ा मैंने.
क्या बात है.
Yes.
I bought the first one from Amazon. वो पढ़ूंगा.
Bro,
मैंने
it was-
पहला पेज पढ़ा अच्छा था.
it was an amazing experience reading Harry Potter, all of it.
Tell me.
Especially I was so hooked onto it. It's too engaging, okay, when you start reading, and the way she paints the J.K. Rowling paints the atmosphere, you'll feel like you are there in that room. You are in that dormitory when this thing is happening,
क्या बात है.
and now that entire universe just engulfs you.
क्या बात है.
And the best part is when you read it, the characters, you can just picture the character in a certain way because everyone has their own imagination. And more often than not, when you see those character played on the screen, you'll be like, "Bhai, ऐसा ही तो सोचा था मैंने."
अच्छा.
I'm also imagining it in this way. So that's the power of a kind of creation of that universe.
Which one was your favorite one, or which part of the story?
I like the Goblet of Fire the best one.
Okay.
Because again, comparing it with the movie, it was very bland because it did not show all the competitions that happened within the Goblet of Fire. But if you read the book, each and every tournament, वो जो Triwizard tournament था, each and every sequence was completely explained कि इसने ऐसे उसको रहा, इसने ऐसे. मूवी में वो सारा पार्ट कट करके सिर्फ हैरी पॉटर वाला पार्ट दिखाया.
I see.
So it was not that
Nice.
entertaining.
Nice. Did you go to watch the last part जब सबकी कह दिया तो last movie है.
Bro, so this is the funny fact. Okay, so when I actually read the book, it was the Deathly Hallows had already come out.
अच्छा.
So probably I read it when I was 16, 17. The 8th book had come out, and I was reading. I was on the Half-Blood Prince. Half-Blood Prince जैसे ही खत्म किया ना मैंने, I was so devastated कि I need the next book. I need the next book. I need to read it now.
अच्छा.
And I was reading all these books in like a span of 3 to 5 days. And these books are like 500 pages thick.
Whoa.
I was so addicted
So you
to
were
it.
like in it.
It was super addicting. I'll not lie. Like exams चल रहे होते थे, मैं रात को science का वो कैसे sign करके I'm reading this fucking fat book on Harry Potter late like till 2 a.m. in the morning.
Why do you think so? Was it the way it gripped you? Was it an escape? Like Harry Potter's done a brilliant job.
It was just amazing, bro. Like as a kid, adventure and fantasy are some of the most gripping topics. उस समय तुम इतना political और इन चीजों के बारे में नहीं पढ़ते हो, right? And philosophical. Adventure and comic. That's why comics are so popular among kids. They take you to a different fantasy land, which kids really love. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it's a childlike wonder which it invokes.
Yeah. Speaking of things kids love, we have sad news in WWE.
Oh shit, Bray Wyatt, R.I.P.
Yeah. Was he truly only 36?
He was 36, and again, whenever things like this happen, the whole WWE universe feels like devastated.
Yeah.
I remember during my time when I used to watch WWE a lot,
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero. He was one of my favorite guys, and he was
Yeah.
just peaking at that point in his career. Where after, so WWE में एक चीज होता है ना कि if you're not like a really big bulky looking dude and built really well, who has good mic skills, they wouldn't promote you. Or they wouldn't take you to the like top. और ये Vince McMahon का चीज था. Vince McMahon liked his main guys like really bulky. For him, that's what translated WWE to what it was, the brand.
I see.
So a lot of people who were like shorter in height, who were not so like Rey Mysterio for an example, he got over because got over का मतलब होता है कि you become famous because he had that kind of personality and his moves, athleticism was not paralleled in WWE.
Yeah.
Lekin guys like Eddie Guerrero, they had to work super hard. And when you work for the company for consistently 5, 7, 10 years, that's when they reward you with a championship fight and things like that. Right? So Eddie Guerrero was peaking after all the hard work that he had done in his entire professional wrestling career.
Yeah.
And at that point of time, he also suffered a heart attack. Initially, तो उस समय तो हमारे पास news भी नहीं आती थी ना direct, क्योंकि WWE late televised होता था. और internet penetration उतना ज़्यादा था नहीं उस time. So there was this one guy who had internet जो सबको बताता था कि अच्छा इस tournament के पहले ये हो गया. Like before it got telecasted, it would tell you the results.
Nice.
तो ऐसे लोग अफवाह पहले फैला देते थे कि ओ एडी गरेरो कार एक्सीडेंट में मर गया. So that was even more heartbreaking. Oh shit, car accident. Why car accident? How can it happen to one of my favorite guys? Literally, I cried for like 3-4 days. Wishing कि नहीं, this is the wrong news. I did not hear it.
You didn't deny it.
No, WWE was, I was in complete denial. As a kid, like, you can't imagine your favorite superstar gone. And that's what probably a lot of kids are feeling who watch WWE in this era, Bray Wyatt, because he became like a really popular character. And he had one of these favorite finishing moves that I saw, Sister Abigail.
Achha.
Check it on YouTube.
The
It
he
looks-
kisses and then
he
swings.
just turns.
Wait, so wasn't he the heel in WWE?
He was the heel. He used to carry that lantern and had that creepy vibe.
He had a nice walk-in. You know, and I think country music in the background.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Sad.
and he had good on-stage persona, good wrestling credentials, everything.
Yeah, he did. He and that White family, I think, they had a nice
Yeah, the White family, the
big
White
beards, fat bellies, but can do. They can be voice of whatever they are doing. You know, with kind of physics there.
clan callbacks. So yeah, very saddened again, but these things just keep happening, bro, in WWE, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think even though they have this wellness policy that they say ki checks the wrestler or the athlete for steroids, but I don't think they actually do. Because if they really impose it,
Yeah.
all of the WWE athletes will look average people.
Yeah.
They won't look larger than life figures.
Yeah, and I think that was what we got attached to as kids. Like, oh, superheroes, comics, real life.
Yeah.
There you go.
They literally call themselves superstars. Like that's their trademark.
For a
right?
reason, right? So, just to have closure on the subject, did Eddie also have a premature death?
Yes, he did. He also had a heart attack, and due to probably the steroid abuse, because you kind of get pressured by the company to get bulky, get bigger, so that you can be pushed forward. And that's why these wrestlers also, and plus there are also a lot of pain medication, and in US opioid abuse is a real thing. where if you have any sort of pain or any kind of medication treatment, the doctors will advise you to go on opioids.
I see.
That's like huge issue.
I mean, he does look larger than freaking
Yeah.
life.
So इसका सबसे best part मेरे को लगता था ना एडी गरेरो का कि he used to use like these slimy tactics to win. Like he
अच्छा.
knew कि he wasn't like as big of a guy as the other guys.
हाँ.
So जैसे रे मस्टीरियो के पास अपना वो elegance और अपना वो style था जिसमें कि he was fast, he was athletic, he had like cool moves.
Yeah.
This
6
guy
or
had
9.
tactics.
अच्छा.
So एक इसका बहुत ही like the moment which is etched in my mind is कि he was having a fight. I don't remember the other guy. Was having a match with him, and it was a regular rules match. So regular rules match में if you use any kind of tables, chairs, whatever, you get DQ'd.
हाँ,
So they
yes.
play on this also. So what happened was he brought in a chair and he was about to hit that other guy, but the ref snatches the chair away from him and says, no, don't do that. It's illegal, and the ref takes the chair, throws it away. And then at some point of time, he was losing the match, and suddenly the ref gets hit,
अच्छा.
which is a common tactic in WWE.
हाँ.
So the ref falls. Now there are just these two guys in the ring. अब इस scenario में क्या होता है कि usually when one guy goes for a finishing move, the other guy throws some illegal shot like a low blow or something which the ref misses. This guy does something different. वो क्या करता है? He takes up the chair, tries to go and hit this guy, and this guy knows he is going to get hit, so he just kind of shells up like this.
हाँ.
And the ref by that time is also coming up. So he knew if he hits him, he would hear the chair shot noise, and now he would get DQ'd. Eddie would get DQ'd.
Yeah.
So what he does is, जैसे ही ref turn होता है ना इसकी तरफ, ये chair उसके ऊपर फेंक देता है उसके पास. And this guy, because he was shelling up, he just catches the chair in his hand.
वो तो एम्पायर बहुत दिख देता है, right? दिख देता है.
Yeah, and before he does that, he just slams the chair on the mat. So उससे ref थोड़ा सा जल्दी घूमता है. and he pretends that he got hit and he falls. So that was the funniest, and the other guy gets DQ'd, he wins. So this guy, popular tagline that he used to call it cheat to heat.
Cheat to heat. Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
this guy was really good.
I like cheat days. I like rest days.
You like
And
cheaters? What?
Cheat days.
Cheat days. Achha.
Rest days.
ये
And
कहाँ
this,
से आ रहा है? Are you going to gym these days?
I'm not going to gym because I'm trying some things, but
हाँ.
he told me some good news.
क्या?
Apparently, I think Delhi is closed on September 8, 9, 10.
How is that a good news?
छुट्टी मिल गई.
अच्छा.
करो अपना काम. अलग से मेरा तो काम करती है, but
यार हमारा काम हर दिन का है, so
does that we don't translate to Gurgaon?
I don't know because गुड़गांव में भी शायद होना है इनका कुछ meetings. So G20 के कुछ लोगों को इधर भी hotels में शायद ठहराया है, so they are going to block the roads and
Yeah.
it'll be like kind of a partial lockdown. That's what you're referring to, right?
Is it partial?
Total or partial?
It is a partial lockdown. The schools will be closed and the offices, workplaces.
Work from home कर देंगे. Yeah.
I traveled from Greater Noida. हर जगह boards में वही है. No Apple, no nothing. Only G20.
Yeah.
So
this is the funny part. I was reading in the paper कि G20 के लिए ना अब बाहर से लोग आ रहे हैं, इनको दिखाना है कि सारा सब कुछ अच्छा है. India looks like a beautiful country. Obviously they will just fill up the potholes for a while. शो की और सारे मेन हाईवे से लेके जाएंगे. जैसे क्रिकेट टीम भी आती है यही करते हैं, उनको सबसे बेस्ट वाले हाईवे वाले रूट से ले आते हैं ताकि और कुछ नहीं दिखे.
हमने भी किया था, हम इंडिया गेट से ले गए थे.
Especially जब बराक ओबामा आया था ना, जब बराक ओबामा आया था कहीं अलावा ये कौन सा मोदी का स्टेट है, गुजरात, अहमदाबाद में. So जो भी बगल में जो बस्तियाँ थी ना, they put like big curtains to cover that. Remember that?
दीवार ही बना दिया था गुजरात में. हाँ, I remember.
Just so that they can't peek and look कि we are still so fucking average. So इस बार इन लोगों ने क्या किया?
Out of mind.
Always in mind but out of sight. It still works. So इन लोगों ने क्या किया है कि just to show कि India is really beautiful, they have placed a lot of flower pots and these decorative things along the side of the roads कि थोड़ा fresh दिखे, लगे कि यहाँ किसी first world country में आ रहे हैं.
Yeah. There's another country that does that.
लेकिन लोग तो अपने third world के ही ठहरे, ठीक है? So what they're doing is they're now stealing these flower pots. So now they are putting cops in, like extra cops in place just to guard these flower pots from not getting stolen. So crazy. You can't take the Indianness out of India. कुछ भी दे दो यहाँ पे. India is a country जहाँ पे train के का वो जो mug होता है वो chain होता है. How can you?
पंखा भी chain होता है, सब chain है.
कुछ भी extra होगा लोग निकाल के ले जाएंगे. So
that is incredible.
yeah.
So this is what you didn't tell me before the pod.
Yeah.
Flower pods.
Just wanted a natural reaction.
Nice. India बहुत सही जगह है. You know, I have a album on my iPhone जिसमें मैंने save कर रखा है weird things I've seen in India. एक दिन carousel बना के डालूंगा. I've seen a buffalo walking with 2 horns and someone tied 2 balloons on his horns. तो पता चल रहा है वो road के पीछे. You know,
Put this up in this podcast.
Yeah. I've seen some weird things, man, but this is nice.
Let's talk a little bit about MMA. So
अच्छा हाँ MMA podcast भी है.
yes, we are a little bit.
ठीक है.
पहले it was all about MMA, but then some wise people suggested me keep it an everything podcast where you can shit on people, where you can also talk about other things happening around you, because that is also very important, right? Just MMA कितनी MMA की बात करोगे? So everything is important, and
Especially when people like, you know, Voice of India talk. हम कितना ही बोलेंगे. Nice. So ठीक है.
so Mighty Mouse, do you know DJ Demetrius Johnson?
Oh, that guy, yes, I know him.
Yes.
He does look like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. And not Mickey, Mighty Mouse, bro. It's Mighty. So
Like with his ears.
so yeah, so he's definitely, if people don't know him on the pod, I'll just introduce him. He's one of the legendary UFC champion, probably flyweight, right? Yes,
Also
120.
UFC as well. ये
Yes.
one champion में भी बहुत कुछ कर रहा है.
So after he beat everyone in UFC, he left for one championship,
क्या बात है.
because they were not probably paying him as much as he deserved for being a legend. इसका एक बार records खोलना, mixed martial art record. You'll see, and put it there on the main TV. So you'll see what are his accolades. He has beaten everyone in his division, and that also twice. So he's also fought a Muay Thai match, which he won. Anyways, so,
Alright, so
starting from UFC.
He is the guy that defeated Rotang in.
Yes, and that also with a submission and a finish. I think he also beat him with a flying knee. ऊपर जाओ.
2 बार defeat किया इसको.
हाँ,
कौन है ये?
सबसे ऊपर में होगा अभी इसका latest.
ठीक, क्या बात है. So this is amateur and then.
This is the pro record. ऊपर जाते रहे. Benavides, he has beaten guys like Dodson, Tim Elliott, Wilson Reese, Ray Borg. ये सारे challenges थे. He has just lost to, not Rotang, sorry. He beat Adriano Moraes with a flying knee, and then he won again in the last fight that happened. So trilogy में, and he also lost to Moraes with a KO in one.
My goodness.
So yeah, he's a legendary character.
Yeah.
In MMA, and a great friend of Henry Cejudo. They both train together now. They were earlier opponents. So why I brought him up was because he went and competed in this jiu-jitsu tournament as a brown belt,
अच्छा.
and he just ran through the entire division. He beat all the professional jiu-jitsu guys. Not professional, let's say it's an amateur tournament, but he beat all those jiu-jitsu guys, and in a emphatic fashion, like total full stop wala, period wala. Flow Grappling just uploaded a video about it where they showed all the matches that he played. Just passing people's guard like butter, flying past people's guard, moving around. Like his movement is like no other.
अच्छा.
Such good athletic ability.
हाँ.
It would be on YouTube if you search for it.
Can we, like he's a brown belt. Were they black belts in the?
No, in brown belt division, just the brown belts will face each other.
Okay.
And in black belt, obviously the black belts. So
I see. ऐसा हो सकता है क्या from a third perspective?
it happens. So especially it happens in the no-gi. So belts अभी ज़्यादा reinforced होते हैं in the gi tournaments.
हाँ.
In no-gi tournaments like ADCC, I'm not talking about IBJJF in which he competed.
Yeah.
In ADCC style of tournaments, anyone can enter. Even a white belt can enter a pro division.
अच्छा.
It's your prerogative, right?
Yeah.
If you feel like you can go and win, belts don't matter, and that's what the nogi. Bro, can you pass me the water, please? And that's what the Nogi revolution is putting forward. Keep
I
belts and all these
see.
things are very trivial. Let's just focus on who has the better skill. Because Nogi में तो ऐसे भी belt ही दिखता, right? When you're competing, nobody knows. In MMA, when you compete, nobody knows what belt are you.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on the waist.
Yeah.
And even in wrestling.
Yeah.
So you can just clip some part of this. It looks amazing how you're passing people's guards. So let me just talk through this a little bit, the action part. So we go here. This is a poor guy, probably works a day job, goes against one of the best UFC fighters of all time. Look at that.
Yeah. I didn't even touch.
Gets an overhook,
Okay.
pulls the guard, and now he immediately underhooks and look at that hip switch.
Nice.
Now clears his knee, keeps passing, and now watch here. Here he will just fly past his butterfly guard. He stands up, and now he'll just boom, hip switch, guard pass.
Nice. Oh wow.
That's a wonderful, wonderful pass. I love this a lot. The mule kick and the hip switch.
He doesn't seem to. He's very controlled. Doesn't seem to
Yeah,
be
he's
making.
not even using strength. He's
Yeah.
just kind of holding him, and
Yeah.
then just movement. So this is a style.
Ooh.
This is a style which works for the smaller guys, where you put pressure on people through movement. So you can actually put pressure through your weight also.
Oh,
Look at
there
the
you
back
go. There you go.
And now he'll finish him with the back choke.
Nice.
And all this happens like in a blur of a moment for this guy.
Yeah, the other guy was just trying to,
He just remembers pulling guard, and then bad shit starts to happen to him. So there goes that first match. Let's go to the other one. All right. So let's move on to his last match. We'll probably put all of this up so that people can watch and enjoy the breakdown. So let's see what happened. Is this last match? I think one more. Oh no, that was the last match. Let's go back. You can just clip the extra fluff in this.
Of course.
So we start this match here. Oh, he had the back initially. Okay.
Okay.
So in the final one, he actually pulls guard, which is
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
And the guy also looks like really big.
Yeah.
So I think he just went on in his weight, like whatever his regular weight was.
Yeah.
The other people were bigger. And now this other guy is really putting a lot of passing pressure. Probably a really good brown belt. Look at that passing pressure with the lapel and the leg control. But he again gets up, stands up, and let's see what happens now. Oh, as soon as he got pressured in, this time he just went underneath the guy. Look at that duck under to the back.
Good.
This is one of the great moves to learn as a small guy. Duck under to the back against a bigger guy. He's put a single hook in.
Yeah, I gotta learn that.
Now he's doing a good defense by trying to pull that longer hook towards him, but again it's not. It's a very lost battle already. And there was a second hook. Oh, almost escaped that second hook. Now he's on the top and he gets caught in this deep half guard. This position is called a deep half
Just
guard.
watching them do it makes me wanna do it.
That's what I feel about porn. What? So now he's on the top of the half guard, deep half. This is a tricky position because if you're not familiar with this, okay, so he chooses to attack it by going
Okay.
for a toe hold.
Okay.
But the problem is that his back is also really exposed, so it can be a bad decision.
Okay.
But I think he already has good points, so he can just choose to disengage at any point. Look, that's a good strategy. Just disengage and now again end up on top.
He's going for that.
Yeah. This guy's trying super hard, but I guess again, he'll just gas out after a point. In Ki, you get tired very, very quickly.
Because they have more control over you. They're grabbing you
Yes.
from every.
Plus, you're wearing these bulky gis, and when you sweat, they just become more heavier cloth. Because everything gets absorbed. In Nogi, everything you can just shed it on the mats if you're too sweaty. Look at that control. Just pulled him by his collar near the end. Yeah, that was a great performance by Mighty Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes. So,
Any
let's-
celebrities who do jiu-jitsu?
Celebrities, I think my favorite celebrity who does jiu-jitsu is probably Keanu Reeves. And he also uses a lot of the elements in his movies. John Wick, yes.
That one?
You would have seen
No, that's Matrix.
some guard pulling and the armbar thing that he has done in those
Okay.
movies.
I haven't seen his movies actually.
Yeah.
I have to still see
You
Matrix.
haven't seen John Wick?
No.
What are you doing, bro? Why are you here? Get this guy out.
Like I haven't seen John Wick. I haven't
Bro,
seen
just,
that.
Just fucking leave. No, but actually, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Especially the first two John Wicks, pure gold.
Okay.
After that, it just becomes repetitive, and they are now trying to make it Fast and Furious. I haven't seen the last one though. Have you seen the last
Furious
one?
is the last one.
Not Fast and Furious. Saying they're trying to make it like a Fast Furious series,
Oh, okay, yeah.
where it just gets bad like every single series.
Last one
He's
is
a
also-
black belt.
He is a black belt, yes.
Not bad.
And I like when people who actually train
Yeah.
show it in their field also, because now it will just make jiu-jitsu look more cooler because such a famous celebrity is doing it. Just brings Tom Hardy. There were a lot of
Yeah.
videos of him going around.
And he looks good doing
Yes.
jiu-jitsu. Like,
Would you count Zuckerberg as a celebrity?
I mean,
He is a mainstream guy, right?
I would
Like,
say he's a bit famous.
Pop culture guy.
Yeah.
So probably him too, for being, and he's putting in his hours, bro. Like I was seeing him with Mikey Musumeci, a guy who
okay.
he's a high level black
The
belt, lives
pizza.
and he lives in Singapore
Okay.
right now because he's affiliated to one championship and fights there.
Yeah.
So Mark Zuckerberg comes to him or probably gets him to fly out there. I don't know which one it is, and they train together.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, he lost ton of weight training
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu, and he
I-
credits it to that.
I saw a post on him, people calling him Pre-Malone because he's very slim and
Bro, did you see the Skill Tony's latest episode?
I honestly tried watching these because you told me. I
Yes.
couldn't get the humor. I know it's funny because people are laughing.
It only gets funny after the set is done. So it's like a 1 minute set,
Huh.
and most people who are coming there are not professional comedians. A lot
Yeah.
of them are, but not most of them. Just if you go to that bar, you just
Yeah.
drop your name in the jar. Maybe
Oh.
you have 1 minute of funny things to say, and you can get discovered that way.
I
So a
see.
lot of people do that, but the conversation that Tony Hinchcliffe has with them after that is the funny part, because he's great at asking you questions, embarrassing questions, and just bringing out the true personality out of it. There will be a lot of people who will come and will be like, "What's going on in life? Nothing, not much. When did you have sex last? How was your ex like?" And then all these questions start to like peel off those layers
Yeah.
from your
What
personality.
happened in the last episode?
So in last episode, you mentioned Pre Malone, right? Post Malone was there,
Oh.
and he was blazed as fuck. If you see him, he was like, "I'm just happy to be here," and even Joe Rogan was there, by the way.
Of course, he's blazed as fuck sitting beside Joe Rogan.
They're like, I just don't know how I got here. I'm here. He literally had a guy who came to do like his 1 minute set, sit on his lap. He was like, "Sit here,
Wow.
bro." It was a wild episode. You have to watch it. Kill Tony if you don't watch it, guys.
Yeah. It
It's
sounds like it's inspired by MTV or something. हम तुम्हारा मजाक उड़ाएंगे and you would like it.
Yeah, and it's a live show, so that's what makes it more funnier. All these live shows, I told you about updating also, right? So again, the live energy is kind of amazing to witness. How people react in live situations under pressure, in a dating situation, in a situation where you are trying to be funny, in uncomfortable situations. We should do a live show
Okay.
where we just put in like 4 mats or like 6 mats, whatever mat space, small mat space area, and we just invite the crowd to come do a role with us. I know it's technically it's borderline gay, but we are a gay sport. Like
Yeah,
Craig
yeah,
Jones owns it, we own it.
Yeah.
So let's just do it where we go to a bar or a place. Probably not in a bar because after getting drunk, people will be like uncontrollable.
Yeah. उनका हाथ टूट गया उनको पता भी नहीं.
After getting choked, they might even pass out and vomit on the fucking mats. Nobody knows.
But that does sound like a good idea.
It's a good idea to just do it publicly, you know, where there are a lot of people and especially people who think that they can fight.
Yeah, you know
Just-
what we should do? We should get a small guy or
Just-
a girl who knows good jiu-jitsu and then.
This is what exactly happened at UFC 93. UFC 1 actually in 1993. I
They
told you
got a-
this story, right?
yeah,
Where
they got
Horace
the small
Gracie,
guy.
yeah.
Like, let's just do that in Indian version. I mean,
be
आपसे
fun,
क्या ही
right?
करेंगे हम नहीं लड़ पाते हैं.
Yeah, but it'll be fun. Let's just end the episode talking about the fact that the baddest man on the planet right now is being trained by the former, or a lot of people will say current, depending on how you like him, baddest man on the planet, which is Mike Tyson.
I see.
Francis Ngannou getting trained by Mike Tyson. Did you see those clips?
I mean, yes, I did. Francis needs a face tattoo. What do we name as the baddest man?
And he needs to have a tiger or a cow, something. Imagine if Francis just has a personality change after training with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he takes a few mushrooms, comes back.
He's like, dude, fighting, why do we fight? DMT just opened my third eye.
I'm surprised by Francis' ability to like sound cute when he talks, even though he looks like a monster. When he talks with his accent, he sounds very delicate and
Delicate? Cute and delicate?
like I mean, I'll put up the video.
You're getting wrong vibes of him. And it's totally okay, by the way. Okay?
Yeah,
to find a guy cute and delicate is fine. But Francis Ngannou, probably not. That guy looks like a brute machine. But yeah, what you're saying is he's really polite.
That's what I meant to say. So I'll cut it till here. यहाँ से start करेंगे.
Don't. Cute
Francis.
and delicate does not equal polite. Yeah, and he's really measured in whatever he says. He does not talk a lot of trash. Even in that UFC negotiation, that whole saga, he was never disrespectful.
Yeah, seems to be a sorted human being.
Yeah, something that Mike Tyson did not boast about when he was the baddest man on the planet.
You guys know what I do. You know what I do. I put people body bags.
He looks like a freedom fighter.
He looks like Che Guevara, but black.
Stick them in that fucking head, stomp on their testicles, so you can feel my pain, because that's the pain I have. Waking up every day.
Damn, I don't want to feel that pain, bro.
Don't step on my testicles, brother.
He also feels horny when he is inside the boxing ring.
Good that is said boxing ring.
So-
Inside the girl.
He seems like that.
So dude likes the intense.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's Mike Tyson.
I don't know, bro. Maybe he was just on a lot of Viagra. You can't feel horny while doing a martial
One
art.
cameraman zoomed it.
Maybe it was a cup. It was a cup. These guys.
Oh,
use
as in
it.
he. Wait.
He literally feels horny.
So camera zooms into his.
Yeah.
Now he needs to find that clip.
Shouldn't be, bro. Shouldn't be
You
hard.
don't find him cute, right?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Face tattoo, right? ये सब कटने वाला है भाई.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's just figure this match out, or try to do that. Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury.
Versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. Okay, I heard Mike Tyson.
Yeah. That's the match that's gonna happen.
Yes.
So, what do you think? What are your opinions?
Now, both are big, right? Both are monsters. So, वही बात आ जाती है. When the size is same, the weight is same, then the skill plays a role, right? And I've seen this Tyson guy. Like, I've not seen a big guy do this and just go through the punches like that. I've not seen someone like that.
So there is a very famous video of Tyson Fury fighting probably one of the most devastating boxers of all time, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
In the first fight, Deontay Wilder connects a straight right, or probably it was a hook, I don't remember exactly, and puts him out for like 6 seconds out of the 10-second count.
Takes Tyson out.
Tyson Fury out, like he knocks him down, and Tyson was out for the first 4 or 5 seconds of that 10-second count.
He gets back up.
And then at the 7 or 8 second mark, he just literally sits up like Undertaker.
Yo, I gotta see that clip.
And he just sits up like Undertaker. And then he stands up and he's like, yeah, I'm good. And then he puts the pace on Deontay and wins that fight. So now what? This is last round, 12th round.
Yeah.
He's winning the fight comfortably. He was leading throughout.
Yeah. Oh, 12th round, yeah. So if this happened in the 12th round, man, those emotions.
And look, right about...
Last.
No, he
All wins and
cannot
points.
because it was decision. But yeah.
Acha, ठीक है.
Tyson, man, he's built by something else. So this guy's a gypsy, right? And if you've seen that movie of Brad Pitt, Gypsy Wala,
Of course.
those guys are like weird people who believe in different kind of god, like a lot
Point
of
as nails.
a lot of pagan culture shit where they'll worship different things, and that's why like he said also later on in an interview, I was knocked out but I just willed myself up. I was out and then I just remembered something and then I just sat up.
That sounds like how British ruled us and then they made up stories of what exactly happened. अब जीत गया ना बोलेगा ही.
But yeah, man. So having seen all of this, I feel even if Francis with these big gloves, which will again reduce his power because we have seen all of his knockouts with those smaller 4 ounces gloves, which is a big difference. So with these big gloves, even if Ngannou connects and some weird situation happens, he can manage it.
You're saying with this kind of punch he got up. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, and Deontay is probably I've seen a video of Deontay punching that punching machine, which everyone tries to do that now, and he broke the fucking ball which he punched. It broke the machine. So he has insane, and he knocks out everyone, Deontay.
Okay.
This match,
What are the chances that we have an idea who's gonna win? What are the chances we still get like a very interesting match where it's a kind of a back and forth, even though end result?
So what I really think can happen is, and a lot of people would probably agree with me, is that Tyson Fury comes in, probably just feels him for a couple of rounds, makes him tired because you don't want to exchange with Francis Ngannou head on.
Yeah.
Probably just do rope-a-dope like this, clinch him a little bit, move him around, and just fatigue his hand, fatigue his entire, like make his cardio a little bit tested. And ultimately then starts to put on the pressure. The same thing, the same playbook that Mayweather used against McGregor.
I see.
Where he let him carry him in the first few rounds, absorbed the initial punishment, the initial power, and once he was tired, he just put a pace on him and just beat him the fuck up. So that's what probably happens, and he has the power to even KO Francis in those later rounds.
Imagine if that's how the match ends.
I mean, even if it happens, Francis still wins. He gets a huge bag
I see.
and loses against the best heavyweight boxer of probably all time. That is
Acha, so he
Francis Fury.
doesn't have much to lose in that way.
In these kind of matches, nobody loses. In these big boxing show-off, who I do want to lose though is Dylan Dennis by a knockout in the upcoming boxing
So
match.
you want Logan Paul to win?
I want just him to win just because he's probably has had more hours in the boxing ring than this guy. Who talks a lot of smack and then does not back it up. Which you can see now that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
That has been the theme of the podcast.
But
right?
interesting how I know there are more people who hate Dylan Dennis, and for them to be like, let this guy be beaten up, Logan is the guy to do it. Like now they're backing up Logan.
But considering that Logan is also a fucked up guy who has cheated a lot of people from his crypto thing. Have you seen that?
No.
There's this guy on YouTube called CoffeeZilla. He kind of exposes all these fraudsters who do financial crimes and just take people's money.
I see.
And he did like this big expose on our guy Logan Paul, where he created during the height of crypto, he created जब सारे लोग NFT और ये सब फलाना ढिमका सब चला रहे थे, he created a coin called Crypto Zoo. And asked all of his fans to put in money and really said ki say you'll make more money and whatever these Ponzi scheme guys shell. A lot of people put millions of dollars into it, and then they did what is called a rug pull in crypto industry, where they just disappear without a trace of all their money. And this guy just caught all the trail, mapped it down to the people who were behind it, the developers, the coders. And when he confronted them, they said ki Logan did not pay even us, so we had to close down the project. And he took a lot of their money. So that got Logan a lot of flack, and he had to initially what everyone does who scams people, they'll become super defensive, the denial phase. But when he received tons of backlash, he started making apology videos saying ki yes, I'm sorry if this has happened from my end, I did not know of it. I'm also new in this business, so don't think that I know everything, and then I'll return their money. And now he's not returning anyone's money.
Do you have personal bitterness because you also have kind of invested and lost a bunch of money?
Not really, like mine was more of my own personal decision and choice. But if you are following someone and someone says ki acha ye acha hai, इसमें पैसा डालो,
अच्छा, फिर design में पैसा
that is kind of manipulation, right? Whereas if you invest money in crypto when it's at the peak and you feel like okay, XYZ coins will make you money and then you lose because the market goes under, that's a different thing.
And still under.
Yes.
I see.
Still under. Anyways, guys, I think that's good for today. It's 5:20 now, so we have been sitting here for a while. Let's wrap up this podcast. This was fun, and I know a lot of you were expecting it. We got straight to the point. I hope everyone concerned listens to it. Let me know what you think about it. Communicate with us basically. And if you have any other stories relating to fraudsters like this, we would love to bring it up on the podcast because we are not afraid of talking the truth.
Yeah, bring out your voice.
And yeah, let there be many voices in Indian MMA against the self-proclaimed voice of Indian MMA. Peace out. Boom.